Good afternoon. Today is Tuesday, November 7th, 2023. This is the first hearing of the month for the City of Tempe hearing officer. My name's Vanessa McDonald. I am the hearing officer, so I will be conducting this afternoon's hearing. I'm going to read something into the record, and then we can go ahead and jump into our brief agenda this afternoon. The City of Tempe hearing officer is authorized by Arizona Revised Statutes and the City of Tempe Zoning and Development Code. The hearing officer has the duty to carry out the provisions and the intent of the Tempe City Code and the Zoning and Development Code. The hearing officer is granted the authority to conduct public hearings to decide upon the abatement of code violations occurring on properties within the city. These violations include, among other things, deteriorated structures, landscaping, storage of junk or refuse, and inoperable or unregistered vehicles. Abatement actions are brought before the hearing officer by the city's Code Compliance Division, typically after numerous attempts at contacting the property owner to obtain voluntary compliance with the code. The hearing officer can issue an order directing the owner, occupant, property manager, or other responsible person to remediate a code violation or authorize the city to abate the property. The cost of the abatement is the responsibility of the owner of the property where the violation occurred and will be collected as a lien assessment against the property in violation of the code. On today's agenda, we have 3 items. We have a set of minutes from October 3rd, 2023, and we have 2 property abatements. A previously agendized property, the Varela property, which was agenda item number 4 at 5836 South College Avenue. That property is now in compliance with the code and so is no longer on the agenda. Any property owner who's aggrieved by a decision of the hearing officer may file an appeal within 14 calendar days after the hearing officer has made a decision. The deadline for appealing any decision rendered today is 3 p.m. on November 21st, 2023. Appeals are heard by the Board of Adjustment, after which they may also be appealed to Superior Court. A property owner has 14 days to either file an appeal or bring the property into code compliance. If neither of these things happen within the 14-day window, the property will be abated by the city. Joining me this afternoon from Community Development to my left are Cassidy Hernandez and Sean DeFara. Thank you guys for being here. So the first item on our agenda, as I mentioned, is a set of minutes from October 3rd, 2023. I received those minutes in my board packet sent to me by Cassidy, and I believe they accurately reflect what took place at that hearing, so I'm going to approve the minutes from October 3rd, 2023. Agenda item number 2 is a request for approval to abate public nuisance items at the Rybeck Investments LLC property located at 1895 East Hayden Lane. The applicant is the City of Tempe, represented this afternoon by Code Compliance Inspector Andres Lara Reyes. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Madam Hearing Officer. My name is Andres Lara Reyes. I'm a Code Inspector with the City of Tempe Community Enhancement Division. I'm here this evening to request a 180-day open abatement for the property located at 1895 East Hayden Lane in Tempe, Arizona 85281. This case was initiated by a public complaint on January 17th, 2023 for persons living in an RV, junk, trash, and debris, and a possible home occupation, auto sales. This property is under new owner since August of this year. Before the property was sold to the new owner, I issued 3 notices and 3 citations to the previous owner, Hayden Lane Properties, for trash and debris, inoperable unregistered vehicles, trash and debris, and trailers, dead palm fronds, and an RV used as a dwelling in the back of the property. On October 5th, 2023 of this year, I was instructed to mail out a final 30-day notice and a notice of intent to abate to the new owner, Rybeck Investments LLC, and the care of Glenn Kiley, for trash and debris, inoperable unregistered vehicles, trailers full of trash and debris, dead palm fronds, and an RV as a dwelling in the back of the property. I had communications with the new owner, Mr. Glenn Kiley, over the phone and by email. I have explained all violations. I have sent the owner photos and an email of the condition of the property also. I've also made him aware of the hearing officer hearing the schedule for today. So as of this morning, the property remains in violation for trash, litter, and debris, inoperable, unregistered vehicles, and dead palm fronds in the backyard.
When you spoke with him, what was his attitude? Like he was looking forward to the abatement or?
No, he was gonna talk to the tenant and have them clean up the property, but there has been minimum improvements
Okay,
since October 5th.
okay. And you have photographs?
I do.
Thank you.
Here is the property as of this morning, the palm fronds, dead palm fronds in the backyard. And then next, I'm gonna show different vehicles. I counted a total of 7 vehicles in the back of the property. Are you able to see those?
I am now.
Yeah,
Thank
okay.
you. Thanks, Cassidy.
And here's one view of the back. I think it's towards the south west of the backyard area. There's definitely 4 vehicles there, and it appears that at least a couple are inoperable, and I'm not sure if they're registered or not. Then more towards the center of the property, you can see towards the backyard area there, there's the RV that is being used as a dwelling, and also, different vehicles towards the back, a couple of vehicles there, so that makes it a total of 6 altogether. Then this is a little bit to the right side. There's the other vehicle, so it makes it a total of 7. And here's another view. Also, this is the front of the property where it shows a trailer full of junk and debris. And I did went ahead and get a closer look at the back.
Okay.
And there's some furniture, discarded furniture, trash, and debris. And also towards the middle of the property, towards the back, there is some trash and debris also back there. And then this is towards the east side of the property in the backyard, some more trash and debris. And this is a closer look of the trailer in the front yard full of trash and debris.
Great. Well, thank you. You took a lot of pictures. I appreciate it.
Yeah, and I stated before, I'm seeking a 180-day open abatement for the trash and debris, inoperable unregistered vehicles, and the dead palms at the property 1895 East Hainer Road.
Okay. Thank you. Mr. DeFara, do we have anyone on the line wanting to speak on this agenda item?
Madam Hearing Officer, no one online.
Thank you. I'll make a note for the record. There's no one here in the audience other than City of Tempe staff, so there is no one here in the chamber wanting to speak on this agenda item. Well, Mr. Lara Reyes, I believe your photographs speak for themselves, and the property is definitely in need of remediation and abatement. Given that the property owner, you've had numerous conversations with him, he hasn't been receptive to taking the initiative himself as the property owner to clean the property and instead was relying on the tenant. I'm going to go ahead and approve your 180-day open abatement request for the property at 1895 East Hayden Lane, contained in application CE 23256.
Thank you.
This brings us to agenda item number 3. This is a request for abatement of public nuisance items at the Sheldall property. This property is located at 4518 South Grandview Avenue. The applicant is the City of Tempe, represented this afternoon by Code Inspector Julie Schofield. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Madam Hearing Officer. Julie Schofield, Senior Code Inspector for the City of Tempe. I'm here today to ask for a 180-day open abatement for the property located at 4518 South Grandview Avenue, which is here in Tempe. This case has been open since early March of 2023, The previous inspector found violations that included a deteriorated landscaping, a deteriorated fence, a couple of unregistered vehicles, and junk trash debris in the front and back of the property. The previous inspector did mail one first notice and a couple of final notices throughout this case. I actually took over this case in June of 2023, and I inspected the property myself and found to be the same violations: junk, trash, and debris, deteriorated landscaping, multiple unregistered inoperable vehicles, an unsecure building, as well as the deteriorated fence. In August, I did issue a citation to the property owner, which in turn, he did create a court case for October 5th of 2023, but unfortunately, he failed to appear, and so he was found responsible for the violations. Today, I did go to the property and take some photos for you, so I'd like to show those to you, and just to show you that the property's still in violation.
So there was a fire here, right?
Yes, that is correct. It happened probably at the end of February.
Okay.
This is just a picture of the front of the property. They do have some of the windows boarded and secure, but we'll get into more of these pictures. This is the living room. As you can see, there's an opening and they have a hose going through the house. Not really sure what that's for, but if the abatement is approved, we'd like to secure the house better.
Okay. Do you think there's people living here?
Yes, actually, I do.
Okay.
So behind this bush right here is a window, and it's actually unsecured and open. That is on the east side of the property. This window is located on the north side of the property. There is a small amount of junk, trash, and debris in the backyard mainly. I have a couple of pictures. It's not like a whole lot of stuff, but it's still enough to clean up.
Sure.
This is just showing the junk, trash, and debris underneath a vehicle. I couldn't get a better picture of that. But this is the backyard taken from the alley. It shows that there's a deteriorated fence, which shows that there's unregistered inoperable vehicles back there. And when there is, they are allowed to have two, but it does have to have some sort of screening, or the fencing has to be complete so that they can keep them back there, basically. So here is one of the trucks that's back there. And then they also have an unregistered trailer that's back there as well. And this is just a close-up of the truck showing it was involved in the fire, so it is inoperable. So at this time, I would like to request 180 days open abatement for the junk, trash, and debris, the boarding up of the open windows and unsecure back fencing, and also to have the unregistered inoperable vehicles removed from the backyard.
Okay. And what did you say the conversations were with the property owner? Any?
There has been some communication with the owner. He basically says he's trying to work on it as fast as he can, but has failed to complete it at this
Okay.
time.
Yeah, and it's been 8 months since the case was
Yes,
initiated.
correct.
Okay, thank you. Mr. DeFara, is there anyone on the line?
Madam Hearing Officer, no one online.
Thank you very much. I'll make the same note that I did on the previous case. Nobody is here in the chamber, either from the public wanting to speak on this agenda item. So, well, this house is completely, I believe, uninhabitable and should not be, occupied at this point. It's not safe to have anyone living here. The photographs speak for themselves, and it's been, like I mentioned a little while ago, it's been 8 months since since the case was initiated, so they've had plenty of time to take care of this. So I agree with your assessment. I'm granting your 180-day open abatement for the property located at 5836 South, or I'm sorry, that's the next case. This is 4518 South Grandview, contained in CE 231267.
Thank you.
Thank you. That concludes our agenda for this afternoon. Do we have any announcements?
Madam Hearing Officer, our next agenda for hearing officer is scheduled for November 21st at 5 o'clock here in the council chambers and on Tempe Channel 11.
Okay, thank you very much. That being our only announcement, we're adjourned. Thank you.